I never wanted to return to that villa again. Every corner of it echoed with my daughter Lily's laughter, and every silent room reminded me of the night I lost her. After her death, I locked the doors, handed the keys to a caretaker, and fled to a small apartment miles away. I couldn't bear to walk through the marble hallways that once felt alive but now felt like a graveyard of memories. But 3 months later, something unexpected happened. My security company sent me a message. Motion detected in Villa Rosewood. Please review footage. It wasn't unusual for the motion sensors to glitch, but something in my gut twisted. I hadn't been near that villa in months. No one had keys except the caretaker, and he swore he visited only once a week. Still, I couldn't ignore it. I opened the live camera feed on my phone. Someone was inside. Not a thief. Not a stranger. A woman. She walked through the hallway like she knew the place, pausing in front of Lily's old room, her hand gently touching the door as if she'd been doing this for weeks. My heart hammered. Who was she? And why did she move like she belonged there? I decided instantly I had to go back. The drive to the villa was long, and the winter fog made everything look hazy. I don't know if it was fear, grief, or anger sitting inside my chest, but something heavy kept pressing against my ribs. When I finally reached Villa Rosewood, my hands were shaking. The iron gates creaked open and I parked beside the old fountain. As I stepped out, the cold air hit my face, making my eyes water. Or maybe they watered because I remembered the day Lily ran around this same fountain, splashing water everywhere, her hair tied up in a pink ribbon. I swallowed the ache. I unlocked the front door and stepped inside. It smelled different, like someone had been living here. Fresh food, warm fabric, and a faint hint of perfume floated in the air. My heart clenched. I turned on the hallway lights and froze. A soft voice came from the end of the hall. "Mom." No, that couldn't be. I spun around, almost slipping on the polished floor. My heartbeat roared in my ears. A girl stood there, black hair, pale skin, wearing one of Lily's old sweaters. For a terrifying second, I thought I was hallucinating. But no, her face was different. Her eyes were darker, her posture was wary. "Who are you?" I whispered. She didn't answer. "Why are you in my house?" I repeated louder, anger mixing with confusion. She stepped back, her shoulders trembling. "Please don't send me away." Her voice was small, fragile. "I'm not going to hurt you," I said, keeping my distance. "Just tell me who you are." The girl hesitated, then whispered, "My name is Ava." "And what are you doing here?" Her breathing hitched. I didn't have anywhere else to go. I thought this place was empty. My jaw clenched. "You've been living here." She nodded. "For how long?" "A month." "A month?" A stranger living in my villa, walking through my daughter's room, touching her things. A hot wave of anger rose in my chest, but I forced myself to stay calm. "How did you get inside?" Ava looked at her shoes. The back door was unlocked. "My caretaker, unbelievable." I exhaled slowly. "You can't stay here, this is private property." Ava flinched as if I had slapped her. "Please, I'll leave if you want, but just listen first." I crossed my arms. "Say what you want to say." She met my eyes. "I knew your daughter." My blood froze. "What?" Ava's voice cracked. "I knew Lily, not personally, but I followed her online. She posted about this villa, about you, about her life. She seemed so happy. Ava swallowed, when she died, it broke me. I've never had a family, I grew up in shelters. When I found this place, I felt connected, like I knew her." Her words hit me like a tidal wave. I had never realized how many strangers followed Lily's online art blog. She posted pictures of her sketches, the villa gardens, the sunsets she watched from her balcony. Ava continued softly. I wasn't trying to steal. I wasn't trying to replace her. I just wanted to feel safe. She started crying. I'm sorry. For a moment, I couldn't speak. I looked at her, this trembling, lonely teenager, and something inside me softened. She wasn't dangerous. She wasn't manipulative. She was just a girl who'd spent her whole life being tossed aside. A girl who found comfort in my daughter's memory. I sighed and rubbed my forehead. Ava, you can't just break into people's homes. I know, she whispered. If you want me to leave, I'll go right now. That silence, it stretched between us like a thread. I looked around at the villa, empty, cold, lifeless without Lily. Then I looked at Ava, alone, scared, with no one in the world. And something inside me cracked. You're not leaving tonight, I said quietly. Ava blinked. I'm not. It's dark, it's cold. You'll stay in the guest room tonight. Tomorrow we figure things out. She stared at me with wide, disbelieving eyes. Why? Because grief recognizes grief. Because loneliness recognizes loneliness. Because Lily would have wanted me to help her. But I didn't say any of that. Just go wash up, I said. The next morning, I woke up early and checked the security camera recordings. I wanted to know everything Ava did during her month here. What I saw shocked me. Ava hadn't taken anything. She hadn't broken anything. Instead, she'd been cooking simple meals for herself, cleaning the dusty rooms, watering the plants Lily once cared for, even sweeping the backyard where fallen leaves gathered. She'd taken care of the villa better than I had in the past 3 months. Then the footage switched to something that made my throat tighten. Ava would sit in Lily's art studio every night. Not touching anything. Not stealing anything. Just sitting on the floor, hugging her knees, staring at the unfinished canvas Lily never got to complete. Sometimes Ava talked. Not to the camera, but to the empty room. Lily, I hope you're okay wherever you are. You drew such beautiful things. I wish I could have met you. I feel safe here. Her voice was so gentle, so broken, that I had to wipe my eyes. I exhaled shakily. She wasn't here to intrude. She was here because she had nowhere to go. And somehow, this villa had become her refuge. When Ava came downstairs, she looked nervous. Are you going to call the police? She asked quietly. I shook my head, no. Her shoulders sagged in relief. But, I continued, you need to tell me the truth about something. She stiffened. What? The cameras. They recorded everything. Why didn't you run when you realized there were cameras here? Ava looked at the floor. Because I didn't care if I got caught. I wasn't trying to hide. I wasn't here to steal. I just wanted a place where I didn't feel like a burden. Her honesty, it disarmed me completely. You're not a burden, I said softly. Ava's eyes filled with tears again. But there was something else I needed to know. Why were you wearing my daughter's sweater? She froze. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have. It smelled like flowers. It felt warm. I felt like she was hugging me. That was the moment my heart broke entirely. I stepped closer. Ava, look at me. She lifted her teary eyes. You are not going anywhere. What? Her voice cracked. You heard me. You can stay here. Ava shook her head as if she couldn't believe it. But this is your home, your memories. I don't want to replace her. I can't. You aren't replacing her, I said gently. You're giving me a reason to open my eyes again. For months, I had been drowning in grief. This girl, this lost, frightened girl, was the first thing to pull me out of it. She sobbed and fell into my arms. For the first time in a long time, I held someone tightly without collapsing inside. Days turned into weeks. I helped Ava enroll in a local school. She helped me come back to life piece by piece. We cooked together. We cleaned the villa together. We talked for hours. Sometimes she cried about her childhood. Sometimes I cried about Lily. But slowly, the house grew warm again. One night as we sat in the garden, Ava whispered, "Why did you really let me stay?" I took a deep breath. Because Lily always helped people who felt lost, and when I saw you, I saw someone she would have protected. Ava wiped her eyes. "Do you think she'd like me?" I smiled sadly. "She'd love you." Ava leaned her head on my shoulder. For the first time since my daughter died, the stars didn't feel so cold. Months later, something beautiful happened. Ava showed me a painting she'd been working on. A portrait. Lily sitting in the garden, sunlight on her face, smiling softly, just the way she used to. Under it, Ava had written, "For the girl who kept me alive, and the woman who saved me." I cried so hard I couldn't breathe. The villa wasn't haunted anymore. It wasn't a place of grief anymore. It had become home again. Because sometimes, life gives you a miracle in the form of a stranger. And sometimes, that stranger becomes your second chance.